G'day gamers, Ranger Tony here, back with sort of a continuation. In my last couple of streams, I played Oblivion using what I'm calling the minor skilling technique as a ranger build, and still wasn't really happy with it because, yeah, just Oblivion. Having to, at the default difficulty level, having to hit an opponent, you know, 20 or 30 times to kill them, I think is a bit much. So I said at the end of that stream that I might be doing a mage playthrough, and this is what this is going to be. A mage using the minor skilling technique, whereby we only ever level up minor skills, which means our character will never get past level 1. And I'm here to tell you what I've done of it so far works pretty damn well as a mage. So let's dive on in. We are going to be, there's a couple of races, if I'm honest, there's a couple of races that would be reasonably good at this. So they are, well, Dark Elf has a resistance to fire, which is useful in Oblivion, and they have some affinity for destruction magic, but they don't have really good stats everywhere else. Okay, most people say with magic go high elf, but it's the vulnerability to fire, shock, and frost that's really going to kill you. You do get more starting magicka than any other build, but you get 100 more than everyone else, or 50 more than, 100 more than most, 50 more than the other. But the better one that I'm going to go for is Breton. And I know I pick Breton a lot in Skyrim, but it is because they get magical resistance, and they're good at healing magic and summoning magic. I'm not going to use much summoning, but yeah, and they do have bonuses to magic and stuff like that, so they are quite good. I need to come up with a name, which I really didn't think of here, but I guess we'll call him Magus, because why not? And do I want to change the look? No, look, I don't care. That's good enough. Yes, we're going to be Magus the Breton. Now, we are going to be a completely unarmored mage for this build. So, in fact, the starting gear that we have here is quite good. Now, unlike Skyrim, you have an extra equipment slot in Oblivion, because you have both chest and pants. Right, so we have a shirt and pants here, where in Skyrim you only just have body and shoes and gloves and head, right? But the other thing that's important here, so we're not going to be wearing robes, because robes act as body and pants in one. That means one less item to enchant, so that's something to be aware of. The other thing is, because we're not wearing any armor, we need something for our hands, and there are no gloves. There are no gloves that, you know, like in Skyrim, you can go and buy or find, like, they're called just gloves or mage's gloves, and they are not armor. They are just, you know, soft gloves, and they're enchantable, so you can put an enchantment on them and all's good. There is nothing like that in here, except for these. The wrist irons, they are the same thing. So if you want to play a mage in Oblivion and you want something to enchant for your hands and you don't want to be wearing any armor, keep your wrist irons. Don't throw them away like everybody else normally does, like I used to do all the time. So we're actually going to keep that there. Let's get ourselves set up a little bit. We're going to put our heal minor wounds and our flare on our quick spells. I always forget to use dragon skin, but I really should. Try and remember it a little bit more. Okay, now there is another little trick that we're going to do. Let's get this thing moving. We're getting up to there and coming back down. There's another little trick that we're going to do, and we're going to need to find a weapon to do it. So we are going to be carrying a dagger most of the time, and that is, you can actually cast spells a little bit quicker when you are blocking in Skyrim. Okay? It's a bit hard to tell, but you can actually cast a little bit quicker when you block. So, in particular, it's more noticeable when you've got a weapon in your hand. You could do it with a shield in your left hand, but you still need a weapon in your right hand for you to be able to block with a shield. Because if you've just got a shield in your left hand and you try and block, it does nothing. I don't know why, it just doesn't. So you need to be aware of that. And the fact that shields are heavy, and we're going to have, well, I do have a backpack mod installed, but we are going to have limited carrying capacity. So, we are going to basically just carry a dagger in our hand at all times, which is also why we are not going to make blade or block major skills. We're going to keep those as minor skills because we may be using block a little bit, and that might actually provide us with some protection at times. And if we accidentally forget and misclick and swing our dagger, we want to be sure that we're not increasing a major skill which will force us to level up at some point. Let's just skip all through this. We know what's happening here. Who are you? Why I'm in jail? I go my own way, and we're off and running. Is Magicka going to be a problem for us? Well, because we're a Breton, we've already got a bonus to Magicka, and you can actually see that... Oh, sorry, it's over here. You can actually see we have 50 Fortify Magicka and 50 Resist Magic. So that 50 Resist Magic is already really nice. There's a lot of things in this game that are going to be throwing magic at you. Being able to resist half of that, really good. We have 150 Magicka now, and before too long, we also have slightly elevated intelligence and willpower. So intelligence is how much Magicka we're going to have, and willpower is how quickly it's going to be restored. Now, we don't have great endurance, which means we don't have, you know, really good health, but 60 health is not going to, you know, not going to be too bad. So let's get to it. Excuse me.
Looks like this is your lucky day. Just stay out of our way.
Oh, I can't wait to get a torch or a light spell. Well, I can't wait to get the light spell so I don't have to carry torches, I suppose, is the main thing. But, yeah.
Close up left. Protect the Emperor.
The captain's down.
Got him.
Are you all right, sire? We're clear for now.
All right. She's dead. I'll take the short sword and the torch for now. The short sword we will use as a blade for the moment, and we'll put that there and use that as well, so we've got a bit of extra light. I am going to grab one of these hoods. Only because it is actually... well, let's grab the robes as well. I'm not going to... yeah, I might as well put the robes on for now. Doesn't really matter. But eventually... see, this is strange. Those robes look like they've got gloves and boots included, all in one. And in fact, if I try and put sandals on, it takes all of that off. most robes don't have gloves and boots. Well, maybe they do. Maybe I just haven't noticed them before. So we'll do that for the moment. Actually, no. I want to keep the wrist stuff on, so let's just put the hood on. It has absolutely no point at the moment. It will not affect anything. I'm doing it because it's purely cosmetic and it's essentially vanity. Alright, nice and easy with the magic. One hit and the rats go down, and this is actually the most pathetic spell in the game. So that's all looking good. Yeah, there's another ratty boy. Oh, come on, stop dodging so much. There we go. What's in there? I'll take that, and I'll take the torches, even though I don't need that many of them. You're not going to have anything useful, but I'll check anyway. You've got some stuff that I want. Let's, now that I've got lockpicks, let's put those on the bar. Actually, I might put the... No, I won't put the short sword on the bar. Yeah. Wrong one. There we go. There's a method to my madness. Don't you worry. Wow. Straight up exactly what I wanted. The burgundy linens. That is great. I've done a lot of testing of the clothes that I like the look of. And the burgundy linens is it. Oh, that's right. I need... Well, there's also a burgundy chest, I guess. I'm not a huge fan of red, but it does look nice in this, so I don't know. Can't wait to get the spells to do locks, so I don't have to sit there and do this all the time. There we go. Okay, we got all of that. Steel swords back out. What's in here? A rusty dagger, that's what we wanted. Let's get that in our one slot. Oh, I've already got two of them. There we go. I feel better now. This is the mage I was meant to be, although I don't need to be carrying the torch around, but... I don't remember if that's the... I guess it's the only one up here, isn't it? Yeah. Always double checking. Occasionally, like really, really rarely, they will have something else on them. I think I've got enough torches. I'm not going to carry too many more. That torches don't weigh anything somehow, but I don't want to carry a million of them. Okay, now, this guy. Is that all of the rats? It was. See how much easier. If you saw my previous mucking around with this the other day, you'll know that trying to use a bow or a sword against these zombies is a matter of multiple, you know, swing, 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 swing. It is just, you know, you feel like your arm's going to fall off. And I've got no problem if I'm playing on higher difficulty levels, and that is what is required to kill something. But this is the default difficulty. Why should it be that hard to kill? Admittedly, it's a level 4 creature, I think, but still... At this early game difficulty level, it should not be that... Oh, there's the other guy. Damn it. Is that going to be enough? Yep, got his tail. That was enough to kill him. Very good. You don't have anything on you. I got that chest. There's nothing else over here. Let's quick save. There's a bunch of little... It's in here. You. Wow. Okay. Still not the best aim around. I think there's another one like there. No. Can't see. There's got to be another one back there. Oh, there he is. He's right there. Alright. You didn't have anything. You didn't have anything. There's nothing there that I want to pick up because it's mostly junk. It's in that chest. Just the gold for now. I'm just sort of speed running this because I want to get to the point where I select my class and my birth sign first, I suppose, then my class. And we can get on with the run. Let's grab the 2 gold from there, double check that he didn't have anything else. Save again, just because. That. Oh, I love mutant rats. Nothing finer. Alright. There's the next one. There's another rat in here somewhere, isn't there? No? Oh, yes. Right there. Okay, there is a flawed ruby and a goblet there. And some potions in the chest. Yeah, I know that. Hotkeys, thank you. Oops. Yes, this is the way. Getting turned around thanks to the little pop-up menu. Pop-up notification. What have you? Right. Nothing useful in there. Nothing useful in there. Missed. 2 hits to take down them. And some lockpicks. Let's grab the mortar and pestle because it sells for a bit, but I'm not going to be using alchemy in this run. It's not because alchemy is not useful, I'm not patient enough to use alchemy. Rightio. Do I want that shield? Yeah, it weighs more than twice what sorry, it's worth more than twice what it weighs. So you know what? I'm not going to bother pushing those down because it's just as easy to nuke those guys. Oh, I shouldn't have picked that up. That's not worth it. Dang it. Oh, pick the lock. Come on. There we go. Back to that. Push it down now. Got some lockpicks. The bow isn't worth taking. Any arrows are, though. The mace is not worth taking. Most definitely not. Now, I could actually just... So this is a lockpicking mod that I've got. And technically, I could carry a lockpick around rather than a dagger and still block. I just don't want to. It looks silly. to do that. Oh, I wasn't actually blocking there. I should have been. Alright, there we go. And... there's you and your rat. And where are the other rats? There's one there. And there's one there. Is that going to hit you, or is that going to hit the chest? Magicka is not low. Thank you very much. Oh, not low enough that I'm going to worry about. Put it that way. Alright. That's everybody in here dead. What have you got? Well, it's actually a lockpicking mod that replicates lockpicking from Morrowind, the previous game. Because I wish it would do Skyrim's lockpicking. I just hate the lockpicking in this game. I find the little mini game for lockpicking just so... I just can't do it. I can do the lockpicking in Skyrim. I don't think it's very realistic, but I can do it. But the lockpicking in this game is just terrible. So at least this way, I don't actually have to do the minigame. You just keep doing it. Well, I hadn't played Morrowind before I played this, but I saw the mod and saw what it, saw a video of what it did and went, yep, I'll do that. Anything to not have to do the Oblivion's version of lockpicking, because see, the difference is this takes real time, right? So I can still be attacked, or if I'm underwater, for example, and trying to pick a lock, the breath bar is going down, all of that sort of stuff, while I'm actually picking the lock. Whereas and that's the disadvantage of doing it this way, but it's just a random thing that says, do you get it or not when you use the lockpick? And there's different grades of lockpick. It's not going to be a huge issue soon because I'm going to get spells to do it, but that's the way this mod works. But having said that, where was I going with that? Oh yeah, so normally in the normal lockpicking for Oblivion and for Skyrim, when you go into the lockpicking interface, time freezes while you do that. And I actually like the idea that time doesn't freeze while I'm picking a lock with this. So if I'm stupid enough to try and pick a lock when there are enemies around, I could get attacked right in the middle of it. Of course, I'm hopefully not going to be stupid enough to do that, but you never know. Okay. It might be helpful to get a combat spell back out, because there are bad guys, like there's one right there. And there we go. You got a problem with me?
He is not one of them.
There we go.
Can help us. He must help us. They cannot.
Okay, so
I know.
Mage, birth sign when you're never going to level up. Look, Apprentice is nice. 100 extra points of Magicka would be really nice, but 100% weakness to magic is not nice. Okay, even though I've got a 50% resistance to magic, so what that's going to mean is I'm only 50% weak to magic as a Breton. Not too bad, but no, I will live without the extra 50 Magicka. Now, this seems good at first. Willpower and endurance, but that's only going to willpower is only going to increase the rate at which my Magicka regens. Endurance would be good for health, but The Mage is probably the best one to go with because that's an extra 50 points, no debuffs. The other one you can look at is the Atronach ability. That one's hard, though, because you don't regen Magicka. Instead, you have 50% spell absorption, and that's the way that you regenerate Magicka. There are apparently some spells that you can cast on yourself that will allow you to regenerate more Magicka by, I think you can somehow, like, push the spell absorption into the negative, and then it... I don't know. Anyway, we're going to go with the Mage. There's really none other... Like, none of the attributes give you a bonus to intelligence, and intelligence is what defines your Magicka, the total amount of Magicka in this. So, unfortunately, I can't take any of these signs to get a, 10 or whatever point buff to intelligence, but that wouldn't give me, because I think you only get 2... Yeah, you get 2 Magicka per intelligence point, I think. So even the 10-point bonus that lady gives you, if the lady was a buff to intelligence and endurance, or even intelligence and willpower, it really wouldn't be helping me very much. Not as much as the Mage does. So we're going to stick with the Mage, 50 extra points. Okay, let's just breeze through this. And there we go. So now if we have a look, we are at 200 Magicka. Nice.
You may as well.
Yeah.
Stick close and let us do our job, and you'll be all right.
And we'll grab that potion. All right. Let's get our dagger of warding out. Grab all of that. Fatigue is low. It's only because I'm jumping around. Whoops, come on. Why is that not casting? Oh, because I'm clicking the wrong button. That's why.
Prisoner, help the Emperor!
Oop. Almost hit the Emperor with a spell there. That would not have been good. I mean, I don't know that they actually do anything, but I would have felt bad. Come on. I'm trying to protect the Emperor, but you guys are in the way. No. No, he's not. Not yet, anyway. He can't die until we get to the next room. Okay. Excuse me, I've got to loot this chest. Thank you. Okay, we can go to the next area now. I'll even go before you. How does that work?
Hold up. I don't like this. Let me take a look.
All right.
Looks clear. Come on. We're almost through.
Okay. So, we're going to be able to select our class soon. Let's get out of that. Let's get this moving. I better not wait. I was hoping just to get things moving, but we'll just sit here and twiddle our thumbs.
It's a dead end. What's your call, sir?
I don't know. I don't see any good options here. They're behind us. Wait here, sire.
Wait here with the Emperor. Guard him with your life.
For the Emperor!
I would, but at the very moment that I see the assassin coming, the game doesn't let me do anything. I will try and attack with the blade. I'm trying to swing right now, and it's doing nothing. My health is not low. Okay. It's getting low, but it's not too bad. Emperor gave the amulet to me. I'm going to take it to Joffrey. Okay, so he thinks I'm a witch hunter. It's actually not too bad a guess at the class I was going for. No, you're not right. I'm going to select Mage, only because I want that as my background. Okay, so specialization is going to be magic for this, so that all my mage skills do increase faster, and they all get +5, which is great. And then we're going to go intelligence and willpower. And then now we pick every skill that is not a skill that we ever increase passively that we don't want to use. So the main ones here are going to be blunt. I'm not going to use... I'll leave alchemy out of the list for the moment. Marksman, light armor, heavy armor, hand-to-hand. So that's 5 with those. We need 2 more. The problem is I can't do speechcraft because that's a passive one. I'm reluctant to put sneak there because it is something that it's very easy to bump the control key and start sneaking without realizing it. And if you sneak in front of an opponent, it raises sneak. So I don't want to do that. Security, likewise, we are going to have to pick a few locks that we can't open with spells. So I don't want to do that. I'm going to be using restoration. I might use mysticism, I might not, but I don't want to limit myself. Mercantile, used purely passively. Illusion, I'm going to be using the light spell at the very least. Destruction is going to be my main one, so I don't want to pick that. Conjuration, I don't really plan on it, but there is one... I'm not going to do it in this playthrough, but one way that... Actually, maybe I should. I was going to say, because one of the things you can do, you know how I'm running around with a dagger to use to block while I'm casting so that I can cast quicker. One of the recommendations is that you use a bound dagger, which you conjure. Now, I said I wasn't going to use conjuration, but if I did do that, if I did use conjuration to do the bound dagger, that would level conjuration, and that would allow me to use the Soul Trap spell, because Soul Trap is a conjuration spell. So that is a bit of an issue. I can't make block one of my main things because I am going to be using that block trick to try and cast faster, and I'm going to be carrying a blade, and I can't use athletics. There is armorer. I don't want to do alteration, even though I'm probably not going to use a lot of alterations. I'll open locks, water walking, and eventually I need to at least learn shield. Shield from physical and magical damage so that I can enchant my armor. Alchemy does seem like a good option there. So that's 2, 4, 6. I've still got 1 to go, which means I've got to pick. Acrobatics, that's passive. Athletics is passive. So it's either pick one of the magics that I don't want to use, take a chance on sneak. Now, I could try and disable the sneak key. That's another option. But I'm not going to be using armor. Now, I have a mod which allows me to essentially, it's not actually a spell, it's a lesser power. You can install it as a spell or a lesser power, but when I install it as a lesser power, it won't raise my alteration skill, which I thought was a good thing to do, because if I had this restoration spell leveling up my alteration, it would seem a bit cheaty. It will repair gear, though. It's only my dagger that ever needs to be repaired, but it could also repair any gear I'm carrying so that it sells for the maximum amount. Not that most of the gear, the price changes all that much at low levels anyway, but this will work. Ultimately, as I said, acrobatics, athletics, mercantile, and speechcraft are purely, well, yeah, they're all passive skills. So if I put those in my mages, they are going to level up, and I don't want that. So that's why I've chosen what I've chosen. We're not going to call this... We're going to call this class Magus. I am Magus the Magus. I guess that's a bit silly, but there we go. And we are done. Do I want to be a Magus? Yes, I do. You went far off. No, you weren't. Okay. Yes, I understand. And we're good. Now, we have a look at me. I was wrong. You get 5 points. Maybe it would have been, if intelligence was one of the things that the birthstones did, maybe it would have been useful to pick it, but it doesn't. So because I picked intelligence and willpower, no, they rose by 5 points each. They were 50 before, so I was right. It is 2 points per thing. Never mind. But that's why my magic is at 210. And we can see here, there are all my major skills. Here are all my minor. Now, the big ones. Destruction starts... Well, it would have started at 15, but I leveled it up a little bit while I was playing. Conjuration at 20. That's interesting. Mysticism and Restoration are at 20. And, yeah, the rest of it. Illusion's pretty low. I'm not going to be using that a hell of a lot. Alteration's still pretty low. You know, block is really bad. Blade is really bad, but that's fine. We're not going to be really using those. Let's just quickly loot these bodies. Anything that, well, anything that might be useful. Hang on, there's a couple of bodies mixed up here. No potions on them. Right, let's hit the road, Jack. It probably gave me, yeah, here's the repair equipment, and it also allows you to recharge any enchanted weapons. I'm not going to be using that skill because normally you need a soul gem to do it. I'm going to put that on my 7 spot. So, for example, if we have a look at the, that Iron War Axe is a little bit below. This is 99. I don't think any of the other stuff we've got has deteriorated at all. It's this column here. But if I go and use that ability, right, it used a tiny fraction of magic because there wasn't much to repair. And if we have a look, everything is now... Oh, why didn't that War Axe get repaired? Is it only stuff I'm using? I thought it was everything. It must only be the stuff that I'm using. Oh, maybe I won't be using it as much. Let's just triple check there's no other spells given to us. No. Okay. Yeah, 6. No, 7. All right. Let's do a full save. Let's get out of here. We've got a spell ready. One down. Two down. Let's get this guy down here. Oh, can't see him. Is that him way back there? Yep. I'm going to carry all of this stuff this time, because any of the stuff that I find on this now trying to exit, because I've got a bit of carrying capacity, which I don't have a huge amount. But I should be able to carry most of the stuff I find here. Get just a little bit more bang for my buck. I don't want the flour though, it's not worth it. And what about you? What have you got? Oh, I shouldn't have picked up the rat meat. It's the one thing I don't want. Silver nugget and that. Everything out of the chest. Guess I can get a torch out. The gold coin there. You don't have anything. Yeah. Have some more rat meat. Where are you, rat? Oh, there you are. You don't even have rat meat. Must have charred it all. And we are out. Yeah, I know there's a priory I've got to go to. How did that miss? And that! Alright. Okay, there's that guy over there. I'm going to ignore all of that by going into town to sell some stuff and do a quick bit of looting in town. I want an easy open spell. I want, ideally, shock spells. Ideally, touch and range if I can get them. We have access to... because of the DLC, I have access to Frostcag Spire. So, what I can do is... I think it's pretty expensive. G'day, Jimmer. In this playthrough, if it works out that going through the main questline is not too hard, I am considering doing the Simmering Isles, which I've never done before. And I might do some of the other DLC as well. But I'm pretty sure I've done the Knights of the Nine DLC already in other playthroughs. But I haven't done Shimmering Isles. So the plan is to maybe look at that if this doesn't frustrate the hell out of me.
Can you spare it?
Okay, middle of the day, I can... Let's... I don't want the cloth. Gee, I probably should sell what I've got right now. We'll grab that. I'm going to sell what I've got because I'm almost full up. The burgundy linen shirt. That is most of my... Oops. My wardrobe. I just need some better boots. Very good. And... air hammer. Oh, yes, please. That. No. No. Oh, some more burgundy linens I can sell. There was another, like, folded cloth or something over here. Yeah. Okay, let's go and sell all of this, and then we'll come back and finish looting this area. Actually, we might even try and buy some spells first. Not that it matters when I buy them, but...
What kind of deal? Let's do business.
Right, so, I don't need all these apprentice lockpicks. In fact, I only need... Well, actually, I'll just keep 10 for the moment, and sell the rest. Okay, 12, whatever. Sell all of those. I should have kept the normal iron dagger. Eventually, I'm going to be finding silver daggers in the Mage Guild's buildings. So I'll switch to one of those once I find one. I'm going to keep the mythic robes and keep them away just in case there's... I don't remember if there's a place where I might potentially need to appear to be a member of the Mythic Dawn. But if there is, I will have the means to do it. I don't need any of the ale. I don't need that. I don't want Night Eye. Keeping healing and sorcery. Don't want respite. Get rid of the cheese of wheel, the malt flesh, chameleon. Scrolls are just so hard to use. Well, it's more in the heat of battle. You've got to, you know, go into your inventory, set it up, and then use the cast spell, and then switch back to a normal spell. It's just not worth it. Sell them and be done with it. And let's get rid of all the repair hammers. See, there's my mercantile skill increasing. Can't help it, it just happens.
Tell your friends about me.
Oh yeah, sure. Hey everybody, there's this weird guy who wants me to tell... He wants me to tell you about him. He sells stuff in the merchant quarter. There we go, all done. Okay, Edgar Vitravian or something? I think his name is.
Edgar Vatrine.
Vitrine.
Have a look at my wares.
Okay.
Something to suit you?
I will buy Protect. Probably not going to use it much. Burning Touch. No, but I'll buy Shocking Touch. And I'll definitely buy Starlight. And yeah, actually, let's do this. Let's buy the Bound Dagger. The problem with that is what hotkey to set that on. Strange, even in Oblivion, I don't like the cold-based spells. The big thing is, most of the hard enemies that I come across really, really early in this game, most of the enemies, period, you've got the imps and the scamps. They are actually vulnerable to... Well, the scamps inside the Oblivion gates are vulnerable to shock. And the other hard, well, the hard opponent is the zombies. They're vulnerable to fire. So there's not a lot that seems to be vulnerable to fatigue, to cold. So I don't bother with them. I'm not going to summon scamps and stuff like that. I don't like that idea of doing that. Fortify Magicka. No. There is a Fortify Magicka I can get which doesn't require restoration of 50. I think it only requires restoration of 25. I'll get that later. So apparently there's these things you can do called spell chaining. I can't get it to work, but the idea is that you create a spell that fortifies your magicka, and then you also cast... So you say, let's say it fortifies magicka by 30 points. At the same time, and that does that on you, and at the same time, it then, you know, casts a firebolt at your opponent, and the firebolt part of the spell costs less than the spell itself, costs less than the 50 magicka that is that you're fortifying. That is supposed to... those boots might actually be good enough, I think. I don't know if those were the ones that I normally want to wear, but they're good enough for now. They look better than the sandals. Oh, and I should be getting... that's right. If I'm going to do this, put the bound dagger on 1. Which means I need to get rid of that. Just means I've got to remember to cast this all the time. And I don't... how long does it last for? 15 seconds? Yeah, I don't know about this. I don't know. 15 seconds is not long. How much magicka did it use? We already have that. Put it away. It doesn't use too much. Hey, a tiny backpack. Hopefully we'll find more than just the tiny one, but we'll put that one on for the moment so that we don't forget it. Backpacks go into the necklace slot, so it means I can't wear an enchanted necklace if I'm wearing the backpack. That's what I normally wear, the quilted shoes. I think they're the ones that I wear. They just look a little bit nicer. Yeah. 6 of one, half a dozen the other. Even the pigskin shoes don't look too bad, if I remember rightly. Yeah, but I think the quilted ones just look a little bit better. They actually lace up and they look like normal shoes, really. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm happy with using the bound dagger. Just see if there's any spells we want in here. Now, this lady has spells to buy. And after we've been to Frostcrag, she has, amongst all this other stuff, she has all the stuff we can use to upgrade Frostcrag. We don't want to do that at the moment, though. You have really expensive stuff. Oh, I've got a candlelight I need to put. Or starlight, or whatever it's called. I need to put that on my 5. Do I have the... I didn't find... Hopefully you will have open easy lock.
Have a look around.
Hey, open very easy lock. Very good.
I appreciate you too.
Okay, let's get that one going as well. That goes in the 4 slot. Protect. We'll go in the 6, even though I'm probably not going to use it much. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to use bound dagger now that I think about it. Let's put shocking touch in 1. Keep flare in the 3 for the moment, but I think I want to go as quickly as I can. We're going to do a quick run around the Imperial City, looting everything, and then we can sell it all. Yep. And see how much money we can get. We've got 453 now. If I can get the... need about 3,500 gold. If I can get that amount of gold together, I can buy the candles that I need to make the spell altar work. 1 moment, please. Sorry about that, everybody. Had a quick phone call. Okay. Where were we? Rating all of these to get some money to buy the candles to make the spell making altar in Frostcrag Tower that will allow me to start making my own spells, obviously, because it's a spell creation altar. What that will allow me to do, I don't actually have a ranged... G'day, Saint Salvius. I don't actually have a ranged spark or lightning spell at the moment, but I'll be able to make one. So that will be fine. I won't have to worry about that too much. Reluctant to pick up all of those cloths. They're worth 4, but you only get 2 for them when you sell them, but they weigh 4 as well, so they're a little bit heavy. But if I can't carry everything, I'll dump them in a minute. Getting anything there? Nothing there. Just food. Nothing that I want. Put it that way. There. Did we do that? Probably not. Okay. We've got time. Let's just sell this.
I understand the Fighters Guild is hiring new members. Not bad work for some folks.
What can I interest you in?
Okay. I'm going to keep that. Let's get rid of that. Spare linens. The shoes. The sandals. Have you... Yeah.
Thank you. Come again.
There we go.
Come again.
Saw a mag crab the other day. Yeah, I killed one just a minute ago. Rightio. Now, there's a couple of other areas around the city here that actually have stuff I can loot, this being one of them. If I look at the map, this one has stuff. That one doesn't really, neither does that one. That one has a few things, and that one has a few things. The problem is, if I try and fast travel, and this one has quite a few. If I fast travel between them, it uses huge amounts of time. It's much quicker to just walk. I'm going to walk. No, I didn't finish the other playthrough. It just got, like all Oblivion playthroughs where it's some sort of physical damage involved, it just... I'm taking like 20 swings of a weapon to kill opponents, and it's just not fun. So I decided to do the magic version of this minor skilling playthrough instead and see if that turns out any better. I know initially it is better because I've done this. I've sort of tested this out and gone through and cleared out the first Oblivion gate, and while it takes, you know, a couple of spell hits to kill all the imps in there, it's a lot better than the 20 whacks with a wet noodle, which is what it feels like when you're trying to do it with any sort of melee weapons. And I think I can get some spell effects going even with this low-level build that will be much better than trying to do it with melee weapons. So, Yeah. We're going for it. We're gonna make this happen. Okay, let's duck down to the... Do they call it the docks? The waterfront. Lots of stuff to loot there. Ultimately, the way we're going to make money looting early game is to actually just go and join the Mages Guild and loot all of the gear in the Mages Guilds, because you can get just an obscene amount of money doing that. No, I'm not using armor at all. So my minor skills, my major skills are armorer, blunt, hand-to-hand, heavy armor, alchemy, light armor, and marksman. I have athletics because it's a passive skill. Acrobatics, mercantile, and speechcraft, they're all passive skills. I was undecided whether to include sneak as a passive or try and move it up into the mages, only because I kept it as a passive, as one of the minors, only because you can, if I mistakenly hit control and start sneaking, that will level it up. So if it was a major skill, that's a little bit dangerous. Security, I hope not to use very much. I hope to be able to use spells for most locks, but I know there are some locks early game that I won't have the spell for yet. Of course, we're going to be using restoration. I'm probably not the one... Mysticism is probably the one area of magic which I'm probably not going to use, maybe at all. Oh, that's... Oh, you do bind souls with mysticism, not conjuration. Okay. I'm probably not going to use mysticism, and I'm probably not going to use conjuration. Illusion, really just the light spell, and maybe later on I might use silence if it seems useful. Destruction, of course, is going to be the main thing. It's going to take a little while to get to level 25, which is the to make you the apprentice level. Alteration. Open locks is going to be the main thing I use that for. I can use it to shield me from damage, but most of the time they don't get close enough to hit me anyway. Block. The reason I've got block and blade here is because you actually cast spells faster when you are blocking. So if I block like that, I can actually cast spells really, really fast while the block is being held down. Yeah, nothing. So that's why I've kept those two skills. I don't want to inadvertently raise block or blade when I've got that dagger out and force myself to level up. So that's why I've got those minor skills as I do. So I hope not to be attacking with blade, and I might parry the occasional attack with block, but it's mostly there to help me to cast spells faster. As far as armor goes, yeah, I'm just wearing a burgundy shirt, burgundy linens, the Mystic Dawn hood, and quilted shoes. I've kept the wrist irons because they are the only non-armored handwear you can get in the game. So, you know, if I was wearing light armor, I could wear gauntlets, you know, leather gauntlets, or if I was wearing heavy armor, it would be iron gauntlets, for example. There are no just like mage's gloves in this game that you can enchant. So I'm keeping the wrist irons purely to enchant them. And that's something I only found out reading the wikis yesterday. But yes, that's a good little tip. If you want to play a mage, and you're not going to wear any armor, which it's recommended you don't, because wearing armor does reduce the effectiveness of your spells a little bit. It doesn't, I haven't seen anywhere where it tells you how much it does, but your spells are more powerful, they will do more damage if you're not wearing armor. And I have sort of tested that and did sort of notice it when I was testing it offline, so I'm going to keep not wearing armor. So far, when I have played without armor, I felt like I'm barely ever getting hit. So, and I seem to be able to make do. Yeah, it is a real strange oversight for mage gear in this game that there is nothing. And if you like, I used to just dump those. What are they called again? The wrist irons. I used to just dump those as soon as you start in the game. You're in the cell. The Emperor hasn't even come in there. I used to just dump them on the ground. It turns out that if you do that, you can't get them back because you're not allowed to go back in there. But the only other way to get anything, or to get, because that is literally the only, or barring mods, that is literally the only thing that goes on your hands that isn't armored. But there is one other pair of wrist irons somewhere in the Shivering Isles DLC.
Oh, hey, sweet lady of Wayres.
I always be really quick around here, because if I hang around here too long, I seem to get one of these pirates talking to me and I end up in a fight. So I just go really quickly through this section. Silver pitcher. Gold. Go. Oh, it's you. Hi. Take the quilted doublet. I didn't mind the look of the quilted doublet as well. That was another option I was going for with the look of this build. But I think I'll stick with the burgundy linen shirt, considering I'm wearing the burgundy linens as pants. It looks like it's supposed to be a matched set. It's strange, there are matched sets like that in this game, but there are never shoes that match the set. Or if there is shoes that match the set, it'll be shirt and shoes are matched, but there'll be no pants. It's really bizarre. I've already done all of that. So yeah, if you look here, there is blue and green outfit. I think there's pants that match that. There's the quilted doublet and the quilted shoes, but there are no quilted pants to go with them. It's all very strange. I'm actually thinking that if and when I decide to finish this playthrough of this mage build, doing the minor skilling thing, I may actually do another playthrough of a mage just using the leveling mod that I've got and try and play as a proper, you know, I'm a proper mage type thing and actually level up, excuse me, and all of that. Because I think back, when I think back on it, every playthrough that I have done, I think I've only finished the game twice, and I finished it once as I had a mod that gave me Arcane Archer stuff, right? And then there was another mod, and that was the Arcane Archer was one playthrough that I finished, and then the other one that I finished, I was basically a spell sword. So I actually have, the only time that I've finished playthroughs of Oblivion has been when I have augmented the physical damage that I've been doing with spells, which maybe, maybe that's saying that the game, that you really need magic to make the game viable, or maybe it's just I need magic to make the game viable for me. But yeah, because I said before, like, if I'm in Skyrim and I'm playing on the default adept difficulty, and it takes, 3 or 4, anywhere from 2 to 4 hits to kill an opponent, that seems okay. All right? It doesn't seem excessive. But in here, it seems like it takes a ridiculous number of hits to be able to... Is that the direction I need to be going? Yes. It just seems like it takes a ridiculous number of hits to kill anything at the default level. I can understand that if I go to Master or Legendary difficulty in Skyrim, yes, it's going to take a lot more hits to kill things, and I expect that, and I look forward to that, but it just seems ridiculously grindy in this game. After having played Skyrim, it feels like it's just so much work to kill a single opponent. Like, even a low-level rat takes, a couple of hits of weapons early game. And as you level up in this game, because of the way the leveling works, and unless you're willing to put all that effort into doing the efficient leveling, which I am not, it never seems like you are appropriately scaled. What boots are you wearing? I think you are wearing the same boots I am. Yep, I've picked the right boots for that outfit by the looks of it. Good. Yeah, it just feels like opponents get way too hard in this game, just in general. But magic seems to be the leveler. It seems to make it workable, at least for me. Okay, we have looted the entire city. Yeah, I think I tried to explain it the other day. Efficient leveling, as it's called in Oblivion, requires you to plan out every single level, what you are going to do, what skills you are going to raise to get that level. All right? And it's only when you do it that way that you will actually level up correctly and build a character that's powerful enough that you do not feel like you are getting, mobbed by everything in the game. And that is, like I said this the other day, I have made plans for builds. Even in Skyrim, I have had loose plans for builds. But if you go back to some of my, like Pathfinder and games like that, I will have plans of, at level 2, I will take this skill. At level 3, I'll take that one, etc. That's planning at the end of, once I've gotten that level, what am I going to do to improve my character? But that's not what this is here. You don't get to say, what am I going to get? You don't get to choose anything when you level up, except for a few attributes. Unlike Skyrim, where there are perks that you can take when you level up, the perks are automatic in Oblivion. When you get to apprentice level of any skill, or master, or expert, or what have you, they actually have, you get this feature. Right? So, for example, if you're using blades, you get to do the standing power attack with less stamina, or whatever it is, things like that. But it's just so much work, and one tiny little misstep if you happen to, like, if you are doing efficient leveling and you're doing a melee character, you got Blade, right? And you're getting levels in Blade, and you realize that you've got to stop. You could be hip deep in the biggest dungeon you've ever been in this game. You could be in the middle of an Oblivion gate, right? And you realize, oh damn, I'm just about to get another level in Blade, and if I do that, that means I'm ready to level up, and I've got all of these minor skills that I haven't leveled yet. What the hell are you going to do? You've got to somehow get out of that Oblivion gate and go off and do some other trivial things to level up these minor skills before you do any more combat. Otherwise, you're going to blow the entire thing. That's the problem I've got with efficient leveling. And I don't understand how anyone was patient enough to actually work this out. I don't know whether the developers released in the manual or released somewhere online the information about, oh, this is what you should do to get the most out of leveling, or whether someone was actually patient enough to just sit there one day and work it out and go, you know what? This is the way that I will get the most out of leveling this character. But I just don't understand how anyone is patient enough to actually do it. The payoffs just, I don't see it. I'm not entirely convinced that it actually pays off fully, right? I'm not convinced because I've never done it. I've never seen it done. I'm not convinced that efficient leveling means that once you get up there to really high levels and you start seeing some of these high level opponents, that they're not still going to just smack you around like you're a damn chew toy. Because that's what it feels like whenever I've played the game, even with a mod that allows me to get +5 to any of the skills that I have leveled up. Right? It still doesn't feel like at high levels that I've scaled with the opponents. It feels like the opponents are just way above me. Like this game from day one, if you're playing, if you're not using magic, it kind of feels like you're always the underdog. You're always up against things that are just a little bit better than you are, and you've always got to, you feel like you've got to take each fight. Like when I'm at the point now playing, and maybe it is just getting familiar with the game. That's the big thing, right? But I'm at the point now with Skyrim where I know that when I'm playing on a depth level, I'm pretty cavalier. I just rush into combat and I don't bother. Like, I don't have a problem. Like, I don't do sword and shield builds anymore. I don't block much in combat ever, really. I just charge in and swing and just ball my way through everything because I know that I can and it doesn't feel so bad. You just can't do that here. Like, if you just go into combat and start swinging, particularly if there are multiple enemies around, you're going to die pretty quick. Okay, I'm going to come up here. I'm going to grab Frostcrag Spire because I have the DLC. Oh, the door in Nibbin Bay has opened up. That is the door to the Shivering Isles, I believe. Or Shimmering Isles, wherever it is. Yep, I know. I'm at Frostcrag Spire. Isn't that wonderful? Okay. How much money do we have at the moment? Not enough. 711. Read that. Continue. I'm going to leave that book there. This will open up in a sec. I need a bucket load of money. All right. That's down to the vault. that's up to the living area. And then up here, we have... Excuse me, up here, we have the altar of spell making, but we need the Mage tallow candles to make that work. There's also the Atronach altar there, which I believe you can use to summon a permanent Atronach. I don't know. And the altar of enchanting. We are eventually going to get the candles for those two. I don't know what you've got to do to get that to work. I don't care. Upstairs. So down in the vault here, I've unlocked this in a test playthrough, and it's nothing special. You unlock this, and it just puts a whole bunch of different boxes all around down in here. They have some junk in them, some of them that you can sell, and there's a bunch of really tiny little imps flying around, which you cannot kill. They do not attack you. It's blah, and I don't see the point. Never going to use it. So I'm probably not going to bother spending the money on it again. Up here, oh sorry, it also puts a library down here on each side if you want to purchase the library. Up here, it puts a bed and a chest just there if you purchase that. And I think it probably puts the alchemy section just there if you want to do that as well. And then, of course, in here, you've got all the ingredients that you can use for alchemy. I don't care about any of that. I'm not using alchemy, and I can't use alchemy because it is one of my major skills. This, of course, takes me up to the top of Frostcrag Spire, which has a beautiful view. There is that, yeah, that's Bruma there. And that there is the, what's it called? Cloud Ruler Temple. Uh-oh, game crash. Damn it. One moment, please. There we go. Got that back as quickly as I could. Okay. Yeah. Cloud Ruler Temple and Bruma there. There's the Imperial City. What's that one called? I can't think of the name of those cities over there. But anyway. Got a really nice view from up here. And then out through this door here on the second level are the teleports to all of the various mage portals. I wish you could teleport from the mage guilds back to here, but you can't. Let's go to Anvil. And it's 2 AM. Damn it. Okay. Let's wait for like 8 hours. I just want to join the Mages Guild, and then I'm probably not going to do any of the quests. But joining the Mages Guild allows me to really quickly...
As long... All right then. You'll need to...
Okay. Yoink, yoink. 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 There are occasionally books that are worth a lot of money. I'm not going to even bother talking to you. Silverware. There are knives and forks on these tables as well. There's a knife around here. Some expensive booze. More silver. Sometimes these cases are actually open, in which case I will take whatever's in them. But often they're not. And
guildmate.
that one there. Most of these guys do not have spells that I want or need at this point. Once I've got enough money to get those candles, I am going to make myself a better shock spell, or a long-range shock spell, and a better fire spells. Can't take any of that stuff there because it's stealing. There is a downstairs. No, there's no. It's only. Yeah, there's no cellar here. It's only upstairs. Yeah. There will probably be a silver dagger on a shelf somewhere around here. Take the lockpicks, take those, take that, take all those clothes because they're worth a little bit. That's all going to be food, I think. Yeah. As is all of this. But I'll double check. Yeah, no, I'm not going to grab those clothes. The big thick books are the ones that often are worth the most. That's a conjuration skill increase. Normally I would be careful about reading skill books, but because I'm in the Mages Guild, the skill books are only going to increase my mage skills, and that's not a problem. Grab all of that. Grab that, grab that. Any... No real big books up there, I don't think. No. Okay. What's through here? Grab that. Excuse me. Let's grab that. Summon Headless Zombie. Wolf Queen. I'll take that. Thankfully the books don't weigh anything. Oh, but there I am, over encumbered. What do I want to get rid of? What weighs the most? I didn't put that Mythic Dawn robe away. Cheap wine. The sweet roll and the onions. How did I suddenly get... Oh, because it was all those clothes I grabbed. I must have been really close to the limit. Yeah, you can go... And... No, I sure want those silver spoons back. They don't weigh very much. Let's put... Yeah, all of those. Need to find a better backpack than that. That's for sure. Damn it. There's going to be lots of stuff up here. Okay, I'm going to come back for that.
Hello, guildmate.
I feel sorry for...
Damn it. There's not really a good place to sell anything in here, I don't think. I don't think there's like a general merchant. There's this armorer here, but he's not going to take much of the stuff that I've got. Let's try, see what he'll buy.
Barrelmore. May I interest you in some of my fine wares?
He'll take all the empty... Oh, good, he will take some of the crystal balls and the silver. Good. Alright.
That you
How much am I carrying still?
well.
A lot. But I should be able to finish looting everything in here. It's only really that top level, which does have some pretty good stuff in it. It's got more of the alchemy gear that is worth a mint. It's just this room. Yep. Okay, so I don't want any of that. I do want those. I'll take those. If you're looking for robes and hood, these are pretty good. But again, the problem with robes are they take up the 2 slots. That's steel war axe. And that's what I want though. That silver dagger is going to become my primary weapon. I'm probably going to sell a few more of them. Grab that, and we're over encumbered again. Right, you can go away. Right. Okay, that'll do. Nope, not turned around. That way.
Hello, Evoker. What's going on with you?
This way.
Grab a couple of
All right, no, wrong one. Up to Skingrad. Sell everything in Skingrad and then go into their Mages Guild and rinse and repeat. The good thing about Skingrad is directly across the street from the Mages Guild in Skingrad is a trader that will buy everything that I've got. Right there.
Welcome to Cologne. What can I interest you in?
All right, don't want that. That. The black and burgundy outfit sounds like a good idea, but again, it's like robes. It's the shirt and pants all in one. Actually, I think it's even boots. The blue suede boots probably go pretty well with the blue velvet outfit, but there are no pants that I can recall.
That's more than I'd usually
And again,
pay.
the green velvet stuff and the green brocade has no boots associated with them. These go together. No boots.
That's more than I'd usually pay.
Yeah, you're just complaining. This is the stuff that makes all the money. All of the alchemy equipment.
A good price for a good customer. You've
And the occasional bottle of vintage wine doesn't go astray either. The charter, that, Riverwalk, Shocking Burst. And weakness to disease, keep all the soul gems, even though almost none of them are filled. That's the only one that's actually filled.
Thank you for your patronage.
Right, how am I doing now as far as carry weight? 22 out of 210. I need to get a bigger backpack. That's only the tiny backpack. It adds almost nothing. I want at least the medium. Alrighty, let's start at the bottom and work our way up, why don't we? Although if I remember rightly, there's not much down here. Yeah, no, I don't think there's actually anything I really want out here. The pewter stuff is no good. Yeah, no. Okay. Okay, that can be opened. That book isn't worth all that much, but the welcome stone we definitely want.
What have you been up to?
I ran across a couple of mud crabs not long ago. Annoying creatures.
Someone upstairs is talking about how they ran across a couple of mud crabs not long ago. Grab that, grab all of that. Should be grabbing all this cloth.
Good evening.
Open that door that way because there's not enough room. Yoink, 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 yoink. Oh, soul gem. Yoink. Boop, and boop.
Take care.
Yeah. Book on Oblivion's worth 15 gold. Well, it'll be 7 when I sell it. Fire salts are worth a bit. The rest of that is not. Mysticism book. Go, grab that.
Hello, associate.
And the Wolf Queen. I think that one gives me a level. No, wrong one.
I hope this is important, associate.
It is. I need money to make spells. Oblivion. Most of those books are not worth the effort. There we go. How we're doing. Getting close to being overloaded. Some of this stuff you can actually sometimes sell back to some of them in the guild. Particularly if there's like an alchemist shop in there. I'm going to stop picking up the cloth, I think. But I will take the silver pitchers. Don't want any of that. Probably shouldn't pick up those clothes anymore, but can't help myself. Grab those boots. Yeah, see, the problem is that the alchemical stuff really weighs a lot. I need to get rid of 9 weight. Let's just... No. Drop 2 of those. come back for you. And you. Alright. What's the time? 7 p.m. If I hurry,
What is it, associate?
I can get the store across the road. Doesn't close until 8, I think.
No.
Oh, it's you. Grump, grump.
What do you want? What can I interest you in?
Everything.
You've met... You drop... That seems a fair price. A good price for... An excellent bargain. An excellent bargain. That's a... You... A fine... That's... That...
Probably do get better prices if I try doing the haggle thing, but I couldn't be bothered.
I take it you want.
I'll give it a try next time I'm selling stuff. Which will be in a couple of minutes, hopefully. Because that's everything looted out of here. And I should be quick enough to get there and be able to sell the rest of this.
I take it you want something.
Welcome to Cologne. Can I interest you in...
So what happens if...
All right.
How do you... This position is maxed. Was that to do with the haggle, maybe?
All right.
I don't get it. I can't change anything here. All I can do is try and bribe him.
Let's do business. A good price for a good...
Yeah, I know I can use charm spells as well, but not really interested in doing that. Seems a bit evil.
An excellent bargain. Thank you. Come again. Bye.
Bye. How much money do I have? 2,900. Not enough. Alright. Yeah, it's gonna actually go to Chorrell Northgate. It's gonna complain that I'm here, that I should go and see what's his name at the Priory.
How goes?
Well met.
Indeed.
Well.
I like how some of the... Actually, I don't really like it, but it's strange how some of the Mages Guild, like you notice here, this is a pretty dim and dingy sort of room to be living in in any Mages Guild. Some of the Mages Guild, you go into the rooms and they've all got silverware, like actual silver plates and stuff. And you go into this one and it's like, you know, there's broken cobblestones on the floor. He's eating off clay bowls with no utensils. It sort of feels like there are some Mages Guilds which are just a little bit more high class than the others. It's really weird. Oh, another tiny backpack. I want something bigger than tiny. I want to be able to carry a little bit more. And actually, if I remember rightly, yeah, see, there's silverware out here. There just wasn't any down in the basement. That's locked. That's locked. Oh, that's not. So we'll grab that Greater Soul Gem. It's not worth anything. That's locked. That. That's locked. There. So, goblet. There. There. Ooh, there we go. Damn it! Alchemy increase. The one skill I didn't want to increase. It's one of my mages. Love some of the random combinations, though. A chest with your fork, your hand scythe, and your hourglass in it. I don't understand what situation you would need to keep a fork, a hand scythe, and an hourglass together, but I'm sure it makes sense to somebody. It's just random generation. It just seems weird to me. No really big books there. No really big books there. How much have I got to carry? I don't know if I'm going to be able to carry all of these. Actually, those scales aren't worth it. Let's not grab any more scales. Lectern, what do we want? What's on the reading stand? Menu of spellcraft. Oh, that's a big book. No, I thought it was. It wasn't. Thought that was one big book there, one thick book. Oh, look at all that silver there, and I can't carry it all. And all that silver there. Right. Let's head back down. Yeah, I suppose Fortify Personality is a slightly better way of doing it, but it still feels a little bit evil to me because you're using magic just to get more money. I mean, any self-respecting magic guild would be putting limits on things like that. Surely. It's 3 a.m. Yeah, we'll wait 8 hours. Doesn't need to wait that long, really, but that'll do.
Hello,
Yep.
like be seen.
Maybe another time. I know you got a nice mission.
I offer the finest goods and lowest prices in all Cyrodiil. A good and a good. That's you got. That seems a fair. That's a fair deal. That's you, that's a fair. You've made a good bit of. Thank you for your. Good.
Fortunately, she doesn't buy any of the... Oh, no. Yeah, no. Never mind. I was going to say she doesn't buy any of the alchemy gear, but she did. Just... I don't know what I was thinking. Alright. A few more things. How are we doing for the money? 3.9. Really want to find or buy a bigger backpack because this is just not cutting it. This is a tiny backpack. I want at least a medium. I think I said this earlier. That's what I want there, but I do want all of that, and that. And up we go. Silver dagger. Can't go out that door for some reason. That's a new display case. Culture and history. That. Origins of the Mages Guild. Those ales really aren't worth it. There we go. None of that's worth it. Oop. And we need all of that. All right. Okay, carry a bit, so let's go and grab a bit before we go and sell it all. It's all food in here. No sense bothering with that. And I can't get anything in here because it's all owned by them. So that's fine. What have we got? Grab all of that. No, I haven't done the dungeons outside the prison yet. I really just want to get some better spells first. Not that the spells that I'm going to get are a huge improvement over what I currently have, but they are a little bit better. It's not that I need a huge advantage. I could have just breezed through and done them, and it wouldn't have been
What is it, associate?
like ridiculously hard. But I really feel like I need I like using the lightning based spells, so I need to get a good range lightning spell and touch lightning spell. I've got the touch one at the moment. I could have just gone, as I'm doing right now, gone around to all of the different guilds until I find someone who can sell me the ranged lightning spell. But I figured if I do this, if I'm going around to all of them anyway, I might as well just quickly loot them all and be done with it. And then I can make the better spell. Rather than having to buy it. Oh yeah, that's right, you can too, can't you? Silver dagger. But the thing is, what I want to do is make some even better versions of the spells, because when you create a spell that, when you create your own spells, you can create one that does damage over time, but it does less damage initially, but over time it's essentially doing more, and it's actually less magic to cast.
Have a look at my wares. I'm sure there's something.
So it ends up being a better spell overall. So hopefully I'll show you that in a minute. How am I doing at the moment? I've got enough to buy one set of candles.
A good price.
Oops, I sold the Mythic Dawn robe. I didn't mean to. How much is it going to cost to buy that back? I can't. Wow. They're not going to let me buy the Mythic Dawn robes back. Wow. Be like that then. I could just go back to the autosave that it did when I came through the door, but it wasn't that important for me to keep it. I was just doing it because I thought it might be useful. I can't remember if you need it or if there's a quest that you could use it for.
Excellent, Bob. That's you've made a good bit of gold.
I don't remember if you get attacked by... Oh, I suppose you do, yeah. There are... Oh, that's right, yeah, you do later on. Yeah, there's more... There'll be more opportunities.
That you drive up. That. Thank you for your patronage.
Alright, how much money have I got? 4.7. Okay, it's not quite as much as I wanted, but what I might do is, seeing as I'm so close to the Imperial City anyway, I've only got Shadenhall, Bravil, and Leyawan Mages Guilds to go, but if I come back here to the markets... Great, middle of the night. Perfect. Just what I wanted. Yeah, something like that'll do.
What is it? Go ahead, please. Can I interest you in some of my wares?
3,200 for that is not going to leave me enough.
You're a fine negotiator.
No, see, I don't have enough to get the bedroom area. Just so close.
For your patronage. Be seeing you.
But let's do this. Let's get some spells going. What is my destruction at the moment? 17, man. Only. Well, it's because I haven't been doing any dungeons, that's why. Alright. Altar of Spell Making. Actually, let's just review what we've got at the moment. We have Flare, which only does 6 points of damage. So we want to do a little more than that. And we have Shocking Touch, but we want to do 10 points of damage at range, not at touch. So we can make shock damage, and we can make it do... So if we say 10 points of damage at range, at target, that'll cost 26 magicka. Watch this. If we instead say, let's do 5 points of damage over 2 seconds, it only costs 21 points of magicka. Same amount of damage, but it now costs less. And in fact, we could do something like, let's do 3 points of damage for 4 seconds. That's 12 points of damage for less than it was to do 10 points in 1 second. I don't really... I think what I want to do is I want to do that one. Okay. Lightning Bolt 10. So that's 10 points of damage. There we go. Now, I also want to do something similar with that's going to do 15 points of fire damage. How about... No, I don't want to be that, I don't want it to be that high. Oh, that's because it's touch. There we go. That's the problem. That is... Forgot about that. Okay, that's what I expect. Okay, fire damage. Okay. And let's call that Firebolt 10. So that's a little bit better. The Firebolt 10 is a little bit better than the Flare that we've currently got that does 6 points of damage. So we're going to put that in our 3 slot. And then the Lightning Bolt 10 is going to go in our 2 slot. And then we've also got Shocking Touch. Anything that's at touch range, I don't want it to be a duration, because if they're getting that close to me, I want them dead ASAP. I don't want to have to sit there and wait a couple of seconds for them to take all of the damage and finally die. Yeah. All right. I know it's a little boring, but no, what am I doing? Yeah. But I do want to quickly go and finish off these last 3 Mages guilds and sell all that stuff. So, we've done Bruma, Arcane University, Shadenhall.
Greetings, Guildmate.
They say that when you murder someone, the Dark Brotherhood
Hello,
comes to
associate.
you in your...
I see. There are some quality books at Mach-Naz. Just don't catch her in a bad mood.
She's not the friendliest person around, but she can teach you a lot about running a business.
Silver glass. Don't care about the cloth anymore.
I'd like to talk about.
Okay, silver, silver, silver. Don't remember what's downstairs, but let's have a quick look. The downside of using any armor in this build, it's not 100% clear to me how much of a downside, but the wikis say that, and I have seen this myself because I actually did a test with some heavy armor, and it definitely felt like I wasn't going as well as I was when I went unarmored. But when you wear armor, your spell effectiveness is reduced. So I think that means even though it says it'll do 10 points of damage, it actually does a little bit less. I don't know how much less, but that appears to be what's going on. Your spells just are not as powerful as they could be. Look, if you really want to wear armor, go for it. I didn't feel like I needed it when I've played without armor. I haven't really felt like, oh my god, I'm close to death. I mean, I have been close to death a couple of times, but I haven't felt like I was always on the verge of death because I wasn't wearing armor. I've done a bit of one playthrough here. I mean, I haven't finished, any playthroughs like this. This is, I've gotten to the first Oblivion gate, and that's as far as I've gone in any tests that I've done here. But when I have played through and done tests, I've tried, one time I was always using the protection spell, so basically the shield spell, to try and buff my armor before I went into, give me some armor before I went into battle. Didn't feel like really it helped all that much at all. I don't feel like it was necessary to survive. But we'll see how this run goes. Right, that's this Mage Guild done. Yeah, spell effectiveness is 100%. Okay, so if I was to put armor on, that would drop. I don't know if it really does correspondingly show you that rather than this being 5 points for 2 seconds, it might say 4 points for 2 seconds or whatever. I don't know. But, yeah, armor affects spell effectiveness. And I just don't want to take the chance that it's going to... No, it's not that I don't want to take the chance. I've tried it, and it definitely felt like my spells were not as effective when I was wearing heavy armor. I also was a lot slower. It noticeably slower moving around. And I don't think switching to light armor would have really helped any. It still reduces the spell effectiveness. So, yeah. Okay. Gotta get a better backpack. It's driving me nuts that I can't carry stuff. Loot goblin that I am.
You got a great deal there. A fine trend. You've got a great deal there. You've got a great... Thank you.
How are we doing money-wise? 1,900. Okay, that is enough to afford the bedroom, which is the next main thing that I want to buy. But let's get these other last two guilds out of the way. I can't remember. Yeah, let's go to that one. Just get them done, and then we're done, and I can concentrate on killing stuff.
What can I do for you, citizen?
Let's grab that. What was in the cupboard? Nothing. Well, nothing I want. No, it's not worth it. Screw those. Cheap wine. Ooh. Wish I could carry any of that stuff, but air pellet's heavy, but it's worth it. Come on, just give me a good backpack in one of these, please. No. That's all pewter, including the fork. Just a handbill. This is all pewter stuff. Repair hammer. Gold. Small backpack. That's a slight improvement. Another 25. Yep. Small backpack. I mean, the backpacks sell good, which is nice when you find them, even the tiny ones. But, yeah, they're very expensive to buy, and they are pretty rare in loot. They're a mod, too, if you're not aware. Yeah. So, yeah, don't expect them in the base game unless you've got the mod. That's right, just clothes galore here. What's in the... It's not actually a cupboard down there. Alright, let's take the silver stuff first. Regret that later. We'll see. Yeah, they do show on the character. Unfortunately, the huge backpack that you can get is literally huge. And they take up the necklace slot, which is a little bit of a nuisance, but you know, can't be helped. Gotta be somewhere. But I'm just a loot goblin, and I need to be able to carry all of this stuff. It irks me when I can't. 3 more gold. Check that already. Alright. Look at all of this. I really want to grab all of that. Doing better than I thought we were. Silver bowl. Yeah, that book is... Well, the books don't weigh anything, so I might as well take it. Don't want the handbill. Take that. That book. Yeah, no, really. Oh, there we go. 200 books, restoration skill. I mean, there's some books I can grab there for a handful of good, and I might as well. Keep forgetting I can do A with the books as well, which makes it quicker. Alright, that's good in here. What's in this side? Not much. Nothing there. Nothing there. Alright. Final level. Not sure if we're going to be able to carry everything in here. Silver, silver. Let's not take the clothes for the moment. Ooh. That, take that, take that. Take that. How we doing? Yeah, I could probably take those clothes. That's cheap wine. Drink wine. Alright. It's at 5 AM. Where are we? We are in... Oh, yeah. There is a shop. Just down this way. Just have to wait a couple of hours for it to open up. Then we'll sell everything and go to the last... That'll do.
Oh, Gundala. Let's do business. We'll see.
Okay, so
I like that a lot. Well done. Is that so?
I don't get it.
Don't talk such rot.
I think that made things worse.
I'm not impressed.
Yeah.
Can I interest you in some of
Anyway, who cares?
You got a great... You've... That's a... You've made a fine... That's a fair deal. That's a fair deal. And you drive a hard bargain. That's a... You got... You drive a hard bargain. You drive... You've made... That's... You...
Oh, slow going, selling all this stuff.
You've made...
All right.
Thank you for... Good day.
Better quick save just in case. Okay, last one, Breville. What's in the cupboard? No. Silver dagger.
Hello, associate.
Provinces of Tamriel. Okay. Get that? Nope. Good. Oh, sit downstairs. Don't forget that. Okay, nothing I want down there. Well, apart from the handful of things I grabbed. So, yeah, everything I want down there. Oh, did I leave a silver
Hello, associate.
base? Oh,
Greetings,
I did.
mate.
Take all that. Okay. These.
Greetings, guildmate.
Greetings. Messy room. That. Silver, 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 silver. Destruction increase, very nice. Oop. Right. That is every mage guild looted for every little
Greetings, guildmate.
thing. Well, not every little thing. I could take every single book and sell it. But most of the stuff that's worth anything. think there's a shop back this way I can sell most of this stuff at.
All Bogram Grogalish cares about is the Lonely Suitor Lodge.
Yeah, that one just there. Wait until you've sold it. Tony, then work out how much you've got.
You'll always get only quality goods for sale here. A good... You've made a good... That's more than I'd usually pay.
Yep.
That's a good deal. That's me.
I don't know why it doesn't group. You know, like, I can understand why these silver bowls aren't grouped together because they obviously look slightly different, but I don't know that there was actually that much difference between the crystal balls, but there must have been. I just wish it would group them all so I could sell them easier.
That's more.
We got another 4,000.
A pleasure to...
Alright. So, we want to go back to the lady and get... It's middle of the night again. Damn it.
What is it, citizen?
We want to buy the bedroom upgrade. Eventually, we also want to get the other lot of candles so that we can make the enchanting altar. That's not super urgent because even though we've got a bunch of soul gems at the moment, only one of them's filled.
What can I do for you? May I interest you in some of my fine wares?
So they cost 3,200, but the bedroom costs 1,600. So we're going to grab that.
Excellent deal.
I could grab the library or the... I haven't done the alchemy lab before, but I don't think it's worthwhile. I'm not using alchemy, so there's no point in purchasing. I'd like to see it at some point. I might have a look, but with the bedroom, we've at least got a chest that we can just chuck some stuff in that we don't want to carry with us everywhere, which was where I was going to put the other Mystic Dawn robes that I had. Of course, I can't now because I stupidly sold it. No, the vault's that one. This is the one. There we go. Simple little bed and a chest, which has a brown shirt and an hourglass in it, which we will take out so that we can sell. Do we want to put anything in here at the moment? Any of this stuff that I don't have to have on me? And I don't have any way to fill these at the moment. So let's just store them all. We're going to be getting a whole bunch of these in a second, so let's keep those there. And I don't need these on me all the time, so let's just get rid of them. Wonderful. Oh, and we've got other junk here that we can sell. There we go. Beautiful. Back to here. Let's do this. Which one first? Which one first? Let's do this one. It's the harder and the longer of the two, but that's it. Let's get our zappy zap spell out. Because we are going to need it. Ooh, you dodged. Okay, if you're going to be like that, I'm going to be like that. I don't know if I want to pick up any of this stuff at the moment, because it's really... Arrows are good, because they don't weigh much. So, I'm going to try and grab them. The rest of it just feels like a pain in the butt. Can't remember what that book gives me, so I don't think... Damn it. Thought I was looking at the bag. That'll do. Probably a good idea to heal. Certainly feels like the healing is way more effective as a mage than what it was when I was playing the other playthrough. Alright. Let's do a full save in here. Actually get that spell, the touch spell out, because there's a guy right here who's just going to get up in our face. Okay. Just torches, I don't want that. Need the third shot. He was already dead. He just didn't know it yet. Should be a couple more guys around here. There should be someone over that way. There should be a second guy. Oh, there's someone. Right. Gold. Do want to wear green robes. There's a good green robes and hood here. I don't know if the clogs are all that useful, but the robes and hood are. that. Those. Yep, I'll take all of that. Scrap that. Gold back here. Don't care about the scroll. Stuff's not worth it. This dagger's not really worth it, but I'll grab it. I don't know why, but... Okay. That. Second shot didn't hit. That's all right. I didn't get any arrows off any of these guys. No. Okay.
This ends here.
All right. Hey. Iron battle axe. I need the 3 out now, don't I? I need my fire magic. Because this leads to... leads to the zombies. Oh no, the lockpicking spell is base game. It's a different spell for each level of lockpick. For each level of lock, sorry. Boop, 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 boop. What's Tell you what, it is still disappointing that it takes this many hits to take down a zombie at this level of the game. Wow, that was ridiculous. Meant to do that. No. Thought there was another one around here. Yeah. Oops, see? Crouching without meaning to. Damn it, I'm out of magic. All right. I think that's it, though. I think there's only 2 of them. Yeah, these are skeletons. Eh, damn it. Come on then, hurry up. There is a chest just down here. I'm going to need the lockpicks for this. Even though it's a very easy lockpick, I can't cast a spell underwater. What? Oh, and the game crashed again. Oh, one moment while I fix this, please. I don't know how much. I shudder to think how much I've just lost. I think I've got to do the second. Yeah, I think I've got to do the second. Second zombie fight again. Where's the first zombie I killed? I think he's back round this way. Yeah, there. And the second one was over here somewhere when I killed him last time, so I've got to do the second zombie fight again. Alright. Save. I didn't even get hit that time. All right. Where are they? Oh, got it nice and quickly that time. All right. Back to our silver dagger. I can leave that out, can't I? Oh, is there not a key for this? I thought there was. This just goes back to the pool. Which we don't need to do, but I'm doing it to uncover the map fully. Pointless really, but you know me. Okay. Average gate, easy gate, easy gate. All right. There we go. in here. So the one problem I'm seeing with the damage over time spells is sometimes when I use it on an opponent and really quickly spam it, it doesn't seem like the first one does the full amount of damage, because that took 3 hits to kill that skeleton rather than the normal 2 that it normally takes. Alright, so he survived that. I don't know. It's a little bit annoying. No, too soon. Gotta wait for that to finish. Okay, switch back to the silver dagger. Yep, just go this way. And into the next area. Two hits was all it took to get rid of him. In fact, I think I killed both of them in one go there somehow. There's normally 2 guys there. That's all a massive trap, by the way. Step on this, and it drops down and spikes come out of those holes. I don't know if any spikes come out of the sides to get you when you get down the bottom as well. I don't want to know. Maybe there was only one guy here this time. Where does this go? Oh, that's right. This door closes behind you. You should get it into here. Advice in this room, don't just spam all the buttons, because there's 6 rooms here that'll open up and bad guys will pop out of each. Well, all but one of them, actually. See how I went quicker on that one attacking, and it resulted in me getting hit. I had to use 3 shots, but the other ones, if I shot and then waited a second or so, and then shot the second one, the second shot killed him much quicker. So I've got to be a little bit careful with that. So I do that, wait, and then do that, and the second shot kills him straight away. Whereas if I spam them really quick, I have to use a 3rd shot. Most interesting. Okay, I want that steel war axe. They're worth a bit more than the other stuff. And the final little one over here, which is the top one there, just unlocks thing that has the key to the door. Here we go. Open up. Quick save. Hello there, mister. And another steel axe. Is there another guy down here? No. It must be the one that's up there that's going to come running down. Kaboom. How we do with carrying capacity? Getting close to running low. And back to that. No, that. Okay, this is where the big bad guy is. But shouldn't be too hard. Where is he? There he is. Like I said, wasn't too hard. What do I want of yours? I definitely want the copper ring. The black wide pants and the dark shirt are interesting. They don't weigh anything. Guess I'll take the dagger. Much carrying capacity have I got left? Not very much at all. Yeah, I didn't think I could carry that sword. Let's have a look. Because that's sort of worth it. That is less so. I might just drop that. Yeah, I hate those pants. I knew there was a reason why I didn't want to use that. The dark shirt doesn't look too bad, but it definitely doesn't go with these pants. I don't like I want them longer than that. So we'll stick with our burgundy stuff, I think. And that's it. We're out. We haven't looted the place 6 ways to Sunday. But we will get some loot out of it.
What kind of... What can I interest you in? That's a fine. That's a fair... That's a... That's a fair... Come back and...
I think those almost look better. Yeah, they do. I think I'll keep them.
Please, what kind of... Have a look around.
Doesn't really matter.
Prices in Old Tamriel.
I'm keeping this ring because A, it's cheap, and B, I can enchant it later. And it just, I know that if I wear it, I'm less likely to sell it. Which was the problem I had with the Mythic Dawn robes. Because I wasn't wearing them and they didn't have that nice grey background, I just went click mode and sold them before I realised what I'd done.
You've made a good...
No, I want to keep that statue for some reason. I don't know why, but I think I do.
Come back and see me again.
Let's go and do the other little cave over here. It's fairly quick. How did that miss? There we go. Oh. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Okay. They got themselves down there. Come on, mate. Get out where I can hit you. There we go. Wonderful. Used more magic than I really wanted to, but it replenishes, so no big deal. Gold. Gold. Need some more lights. That always does that. Another guy down there. No. Much better. Yeah, you're down there still. Down here, get the gold. Oh. Doesn't weigh much, I might as well get the venison. Yay, I'm apprentice destruction. Yeah. That's the way I came in. I always get turned, this room here, always, I always get turned around in it. This is the way I want to go. Oh, it's a rat this time. Alright. Have I got another dog now? What, at home? No. What does apprentice level do for my character? Not much, actually. As a mage, certain spells and certain spells that you buy from the vendors are locked so that you have to have apprentice or level 25 before you can use them, and that's really it. It doesn't provide you any other special abilities. I mean, yes, you can you are using slightly less magicka, I think, but that's just an overall thing that happens in general as you gain in experience in each of the schools of magic. It reduces the amount of magicka that it costs for you to use the spells. So no. I did have the door open a minute ago. When the last crash happened, I went and closed the door. The sliding door, but I doubt you would have heard a dog. You might have heard some construction noise, but I wouldn't have thought you heard a dog, but maybe. I am 7 floors up. I don't think any of my neighbours have dogs. I think there's another chest around here somewhere that I always miss because it's in a weird spot, partially underwater. And I don't recognize it, or I don't see it. I got that one. It doesn't matter. Oh yeah, there's this one up here that I often forget. I think that's the one I forget about. There, but I'm not going to be able to get them in. Ooh, maybe I will, if they're going to stay there and fight. No, they're going to run. Looking pretty well. I'm happy with how this playthrough is going, it doesn't feel like it takes... I mean, it does for the zombies a little bit, but overall it doesn't feel like it takes a million hits to kill anything. The zombies, yeah, they just feel like, you know, your bandit leaders type of thing. There's nothing up here because we didn't have to kill them because they came down. It always feels like this brightly lit area. I mean, partly this is so brightly lit because I'm using the starlight spell, but it always feels like this brightly lit area is some sort of trap and that I should skirt around the edges of it. I don't know why, but it does. What's my carrying capacity at? Oh, I can carry all of this. It's junk, but it's my junk now. Alright, let's get out of here. Yeah, the zombies in here are quite hard. Well, yeah, the zombies are hard, but a lot of the opponents are just generally hard. I mean, the first time you come, no, not even just the first time. Clan Fears, the second level of, you know, you got the scamp and then you got those little two-legged triceratop things, the Clan Fears. They are hard. And they're only the second most dangerous of those things. I mean, once you go to, you know, the Drayoths and all that sort of stuff, it gets really, really hard. Was that another cheap ring? I think it was. The brass ring. Yeah, you can wear 2 rings in Oblivion. You can only wear one in Skyrim without a mod, which is super weird, but anyway. Now, this is a right royal mess here, but mostly what I want is scattered in amongst all of this is a whole bunch of gold coins. The effort to get them, though, is ridiculous. Okay, first of all, there's a bunch of them just here. But to get the rest of them, I've got to drag the various skeleton bits and throw them down here so that I can actually see what it is, see where all the gold coins are, because you can't actually target them with all that junk in the way. You don't have anything. Oh, you do. Okay. Get rid of the arms, because they aren't armless. They are annoying. I think there's just food in that bag. Yeah, I don't want that. Throw the heads. I don't really want the rusted iron axe, but I can carry it, so I might as well take it. That one there. Oh, see, damn it. We got a gold coin down here amongst all of this stuff. I really want to get it. Is that it right there? No. How about you go over there? Oh, come on. Why can I not target all of this for a single gold? That is most of them, actually. But it's just so annoying that they are so hard to get to. Alright, that, and that, and that. Bone meal out of that, and that. And we're done. Did I search that guy? I did not. There you go. Seeing as it's so early in the morning, let's come back here and let's see if we can't create slightly more powerful versions, or let's see how much it's going to cost us to create slightly more powerful versions of some of these spells. So, I should be able to create... What? No. Easy. Do I already have Open Easy Lock? No, but because the base spell is called Open Easy Lock, I can't call it Open Easy Lock. Actually, is my alteration high enough to be able to even do that? No, it isn't. Okay, so it's no sense creating the spell if I can't use it yet. So the shock spells, if I go target, what do I do with these? I did 5 points for 2 seconds. I don't want to do 5 points for like 3 or 4 seconds because I'm finding that this, even though the damage over time costs less magic to cast, if I spam the spell, it somehow breaks it a little bit, and it doesn't, the first spell doesn't always do all of the damage, even though it should. So that's costing me 19 magicka to do lightning bolt 10. What can I do? So target. That's going to be 10. Yeah, so if I just did straight up 20, that would be 58. What is the touch 20? 39. Okay, let's do this. Let's go touch. My total magic area should be exactly what it was previously, which is 220. Sorry, 210. So yeah, I don't have a huge amount. Now, there's supposed to be this thing, right, where you can do, they call this thing called spell chaining, which I've seen mentioned in a wiki. And what it says is if you use Fortify Magicka, right, so you create a spell that does this, right? You go Fortify Magicka on self, and you say, I want to fortify, give me 50 Magicka for 5 seconds. Right? And at the same time, do on the target, do, 13, well, let's do over a duration one. Let's do, let's change that a little bit. Let's make that 70 points, just to be safe. So what they say is, okay, it costs 67 Magicka to cast this, but you're fortifying yourself to have 70 points of Magicka, which is more than what the spell costs, therefore it's a zero-cost spell. But it doesn't work. Everything in the wiki, and maybe this was all done years ago before patches were put out, and I've tried this without the patch, without the unofficial patch, but maybe it was in previous versions of Oblivion. Officially, they patched this out. But what the wiki was telling me was that Fortify Magicka doesn't just bump your total Magicka up to a certain point, it also bumps your current up as well. So if I cast this and I had not cast any spells at all, my Magicka would immediately go up to 280. My maximum would go up to 280. My total from 210 would have gone down to 67 less than that, which is what, 250 something. Sorry, 150 something. But then that 150 would also have gone up by 70 points as well, right? Because it says that Fortify Magicka brings up both your total and your current, but it doesn't. It only brings your total up. It doesn't bring the current up. But the idea is that you cast this spell and it's sort of, and you do it over and over again, and it's sort of just, it's what's called a chain spell. You can just cast it continuously. It never actually costs you anything. I don't think it works. There is one thing that you can do though, and I don't have the skill, the effects for it yet, but there is, you can create a spell which casts on your opponent you drain their ability to resist magic. So you make a weakness, weak to magic. So I could put on weakness to magic and weakness to shock, for example, right? And I could cast those on the opponent. Now, the funny thing is, I can have, so let's do an example here. We have a spell here called Heal Minor Wounds, right? That does 8 points of damage. I can create that restores 8 points of health. I can create another spell that does exactly the same thing with a different name and cast those one after the other, and they will stack. But if I cast the same spell more than once, it won't stack. So, for example, this Protect spell is a better example. If I cast that once, actually, I'll actually show you because I can do this. So that's called Protect, right? If I create a new spell and call it Protect 5%, so Shield, I want to do on self, and it is going. How long was that Protect for? That Protect. Hang on. Protect lasts for 30 seconds. 5%, 30 seconds. Okay. So if I go self, 5%, 30 seconds. It costs 12 magic. It's going to cost me 36 gold to make. If I call this Protect by 530, like that, right? That's what that spell does. Okay, now let's show something. If I use the normal Protect spell, you can see it above me here, the little indicator. If I cast it again, deletes the old one, adds the new one. But now, while that one's going, if I take this spell, does exactly the same thing. What? That is supposed to stack. Oh, they've gotten rid of that as well. That is supposed to stack. You're supposed to be able to create multiple spells with different names but the same effect and run them all one after the other, and the effects would stack. That's why I've been having problems getting some of this stuff to work. Because the other thing that you're supposed to be able to do is you cast a spell on your opponent which... No, I don't think the amounts have to be different. We can try that. So if I create, make this one self, and let's go make this one 10% and call it Protect 1030. So that's the Protect, and if I now use 1030, no, it's replaced it. I've seen videos of people doing this on YouTube, and they would have a massive list of like 4 or 5 copies of the same spell, and they would come in and they would be doing things like fortifying health and magicka. And I saw someone that had like 2,000, several thousand magicka, when originally they only had like 400. And the same with, they had willpower up to like 400 and something, because they had all of these spells going off that were fortifying all these different attributes. And it was just everything was going through the roof. And I guess they've patched all that out. That's why you can't do it. What I was going to say is one of the things you were able to do is set up these spells that would debuff your opponent and do multiples of them on your opponent, and then hit them with a spell that actually did damage in the end, and you would get like massive multiples. So you'd have one spell that, as I said, would what is it? It's not drain. Anyway, it would remove make them vulnerable to magic and vulnerable to shock, for example. And you'd have 2 copies of that spell, and you'd cast one on them and then the other, and then you'd do it again and again and again and again, and then you'd hit them with an actual like low-level shock spell, and it would be doing like 5,000% damage based on that spell, and it would kill them in one hit. And I look at that and go, well, that's a nice little thing if it works, but you've just cast multiple spells to get one lot of damage, and in the same amount of time, using normal spells and normal magic, I have killed them and probably used, you know, just as little magicka, if not less, to do it. So I don't know. Yeah, I was playing around with some of this stuff the last couple of days in some tests that I've been doing, and in particular, this spell chaining thing where you buff up your magicka, it just wasn't working. And I'm like, I'm trying it, and it's just not doing anything. There's got to be something that I'm doing wrong. I think it's patched out. I don't think it's available anymore. Because yeah, those spells that I've just created, they ain't working. Having said that, are there any actual spells I do want? That's right. I want to do it. No, actually, that shocking touch I think is fine for the moment. The Firebolt 10. Let's see if we can get a better Firebolt. Fire damage. Sorry, hang on. What was that Firebolt 10? That was like 19 magicka. Fire damage. Target. 19 damage if I do it for 2 seconds. 28 if I do it for 3. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't tried it in Morrowind. Actually, I don't think I'm going to create any more spells just yet. I'm fairly happy with the spells I've got. I know that I'll be able to do... I know that I'll be able to go and do the Wayne Priory and then go and do Kvatch and Rescue Martin with the spells I've got. I know I can. I don't need anything more powerful. In particular, because I've got a bunch of Welkin stones that I can use to restore my magicka. What I will do is go and put a few of those away so that I'm not carrying them all around with me everywhere. So let's have a look. I want to put away... I'm going to sell all of that. Ooh, white mage's shoes. We might have... No, that's not going to look any good with my outfit. Can I... Yeah, I can put those keys away. Okay, these soul gems, I'm not going to carry them with me everywhere. That recharges magical items. I don't have any magical items to recharge. I'm going to keep that statue. I don't know why, but I am. And let's just keep 5 of those on us. They fully recharge our magicka if we need it. In an absolute emergency, I mean, I've got a bunch of see, four of those weak sorcery potions would almost completely recover all of my magicka if needed. That does about 1/3 of my magicka. And then I've got all of those. If I can't take out, I know I can, but I'm saying if I can't take out an Oblivion gate with that gear, then I will never be able to take out an Oblivion gate because, yeah, it shouldn't be that hard. But I think that's going to have to be in the next episode. Yeah, in my opinion, the only way, and this is still early days, but in my opinion, the only way to play Oblivion is as a mage. Everything else is just you're just flailing away with a weapon against opponents that are bloody sponges or smoke. You know, it's just you do everything you can, and it just your weapons degrade really, really quickly. If you're using arrows, they just don't do much damage, and you run through them so quickly, and it takes forever to shoot them. Yeah, magic is the only way to go. But yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you have enjoyed it. I am hoping to stream again tomorrow night, but we will see. I'm trying to get back into streaming after work, but you know, not always possible. But yeah, I'm happy with how this is going. And on the next episode, we will go and rescue Mountain and start our process of clearing up all these Oblivion gates. One of the things that we definitely want to do with Oblivion gates is those gems that we get from the Oblivion gates will allow us to enchant our equipment. And that will be really useful to get us some extra protections and stuff like that. So let's look forward to that, and I will catch you all later. Thanks a lot. Bye now.